Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video on this because it makes me mad. It does. It does. Like, people blaming only processed foods on our problems? No. You know how I know that? Because my friend never stopped gaining weight rather, until she cut out almost all of her carbs. Like, she only had a little carbs at dinner for the longest time and finally started to lose weight. It was a slow process because at that time, she was also on the wrong thyroid medication. She was on the fake one. Yeah. And these carnivore people, okay, I have been keto for 4 years. 4 years. Not months, not days. Certainly not decades. I wish. 4 years, people. I think I have enough knowledge at this point that I can tell you, these people that have been only doing carnivore and keto for 2 months to 6 months, and then they think they have the authority on, oh, this made me gain weight, this made me do this made me do that. I gained weight after 2 months on carnivore. I gained weight. Dr. Barry says to wait 6 months. 6 months! More than enough time. Come on, people. 2 months is not enough. If you were gaining disastrous amounts of weight, then I would worry. And I would go to your doctor. Your doctor. Not start playing around with carbs again. Because carbs raise insulin. When carbs raise insulin, your fat storing, like hormone or whatever you call it, guess what? It makes you eat. If you keep prompting your system with sweet things, with sugars, oh, but it's the types that... I don't care. It still breaks down into fructose and glucose. You know what fructose does? I know you all know. 2 months and you think you have to... Oh, come on. 4 years. I've been keto for 4 years. Dr. Barry has always said to stay the course for 6 months. Not 2 months, not 3 months, not 4 months, 6 months. Because your body is going through a transition. 6 months! And if you've been gaining weight steadily over the course of that 6 months to even a year, I would consult with a doctor first before you start playing with carbs. Keto is definitely not hard on the thyroid. Carnivore is absolutely 1,000% not hard on the thyroid. You know why? Because I've been keto carnivore for 4 years and my thyroid is fine. Now I could say, oh, but you could say, but that's you. Nisha's the same. She has been keto carnivore for 4 years. 5 years. A little bit longer than me. She doesn't take her meds anymore. You can't come out, oh, I've been doing this for 2 months and it isn't working. You have to do it way longer than that. What are you talking about? You have no say. It's not enough time. You can't just start playing around like that. You're building up your nutrition. And eventually, your body will figure it out. And then they'll be like, oh. If you keep gaining weight, maybe you should do some fasts. Oh, I could never do that. Drink bone broth with salt. I don't know what to tell you, but other than that. My computer. But, yeah, you have no say. Right. At that point, you don't have a say to just be like, oh, I gained 2 pounds. I gained 4 pounds. I gained 10 pounds. Yeah. How long did it take you to gain a full 10 pounds? 2 months? 3 months? And what happened after 6 months? What happened after a year? You have to go to a doctor. You don't just start playing around with carbs thinking that they're going to help you. But they did. I'm not buying that. You know why you think they're helping? Because they're malnourishing you. They are. Think about it. You're eating fiber. Of course, you're going to lose weight, but you're malnourishing yourself in the process. You're better off fasting and drinking bone broth for that fast if you don't want to completely starve yourself, because at least you're getting fat and protein with that and some salt. So you're getting some minerals and stuff. That's all your body needs. And you don't have to do fasts all the time. But you want to jumpstart your metabolism. You have a slow metabolism from years of the bad diet, right? That's the only way you can jumpstart it, is a fast. 2 to 3 day fast. I'm not going to take back these words. It's not starvation because fat is meant to be burned off. You're not supposed to keep the fat on forever, right? And back a long time ago, probably even 300 years ago, we would have periods of time where you would go without food because we couldn't find food, or the men couldn't bring back enough food, or the men didn't come back with anything, or the man got injured during the hunt and couldn't make his way back. I don't know, tons of shite could have happened. Did we sit there gorging on other stuff? Maybe we did have a few things as backup. But what about when that ran out? You're left with nothing. Are you going to die after 3 days? 4 days? 8 days? No. Now, I'm not saying go for 8 days. Don't do that. 3 days. 72 hours. You'll be fine. If you're gaining weight, fast for 72 hours. Try it. And if you want to, actually, some of you might even have to for the first little bit. Do a few fasts every once in a while. You don't have to go crazy with it, but some of you might have to. Drink bone broth if you must, but I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to start. Don't play around with carbs again. You know that your A1C is going to be affected eventually. I can't get behind this. I still can't get behind it. And people are still, even people within this community, trashing Dr. Kiltz when I know he's spouting truth. He spouts truth in almost all aspects. You know what? The only thing I don't believe in? You know what I don't believe in? The only thing he says that I don't believe is when he says, like, we were always carnivore. Sorry. I don't know why that one keeps coming through, but we were always carnivores. We weren't always carnivores. This is probably like the only thing I don't agree with. We were hyper carnivores, sure. I really don't think we should be eating plants, not every single dang day. I don't know why these people think they need carbs every day. You don't. You don't need carbs every day. That's not what we did. Do you know how often there was fruit around? Do you? Have you forgotten what you learned in when you're doing your biology research? Well, not biology. What is it called? You know that fruit only comes at certain times of the year. We're not meant to be eating it every frigging day. What is wrong with you people? We aren't meant to. We aren't. I don't know if this is necessarily true either, but hormones can also, I would assume, be affected by the season changes. So like maybe your insulin goes up when it becomes more of the winter months, right? Like we're eating more starches and stuff in the fall to prepare and gain some fat for the winter, right? So the hormones kind of shift. I could be wrong on that, but that's my theory on it. So maybe you're more likely to gain weight in the winter regardless because you're going to, because it's your body preparing you. Your body doesn't know that you're in a controlled, it does, but it doesn't. Like it can't shift based on that. The hormones are always going to readjust. Like birds, for example, they always molt at whatever season is appropriate for them. Canaries molt around like, I think March to June, I think it is. Just to name an example. Parakeets molt around this time of year. Yeah. The internals don't know. Not really. They don't really know, right? They're just going to go with how they were born. It's just going to happen when it happens, right? Like, your body doesn't know, oh, I started my cycle on this day. Like, girls don't, like, the body won't know that when the exact day the woman started her cycle. The body won't know. You could have started it like, the body won't know, oh, I started on the 30th this month. Let's start on the 30th next month. Right? It doesn't work that way. It happens when it happens. Sure, we're all mixed races and stuff now, given our years of intermingling and mixing. But most of us that have come to the carnivore way of eating, most of us have a good amount of European background, an Asian background. Fairly certain. And I say Asian because, they're, I think there's a few. I think there might be, well, no, most of them I think are Northern European or European background of some type. We're all from the Northern Hemisphere, right? A lot of us. So when fall hits, you are going to gain weight more easily. I'm fairly certain that's how that works. Could be wrong. This might not be true, but I think there's something to that a little bit. I kind of Googled it. It was only one little thing that I looked up, and I don't know if it's necessarily true, but it could be. So just because you're gaining weight doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. But that's why you go to a doctor. You don't start playing with your carb intake. No. You do not do that. You go to a doctor to see where your thyroid hormones are, where your insulin levels are. Okay? You don't play around with carbs. And if everything checks out and your doctor says your thyroid's good and your panels are good, at the levels, that are optimal for you, well, and that are generally, because, maybe some might be a little high for some people, but yeah. Anyways, my point is you go to a doctor to get checked out, and if everything's fine, then what you want to do is maybe try a little fasting. Maybe. But this is if you don't have any... Look, I've also heard that you can gain weight from under eating. That is the other thing. You eat so little that your body just stores so much. You're going to start gaining weight when you start eating more in the beginning, probably. You have to go in a surplus in order to lose it sometimes. Dr. Barry has even mentioned this. Jason Fung has mentioned this. How... Because you've only been here for 2 months. You've only been doing this 2 months, people. 2 to 6 months, not even a year. And you think you're smarter than me? I don't even claim to be smarter than any of you, but I know enough that I can agree. I've seen it so many times. My friend had under-eaten for so long that it took her forever to finally start losing weight. But you know what? She started losing. It took her forever. It took her years. It took her years. Years. And I still don't know if she's got all her medications sorted out. But she's losing weight now. And fat, when I talk about weight. And you gotta... Look. All I'm saying is, you've done years of yo-yo dieting. You're gonna run in to a few little blips in the road here and there. You are. I've been at this for 4 years, and I know, based on what I have seen in other people, what you're going through. But just because you're starting to gain weight does not mean you start playing with carbs. The reason you're losing weight once you add the carbs is because you're eating fiber and malnourishing yourself a little bit. You do not want to be playing with carbs so early in your journey. You don't. Guarantee you that. You are bringing out those carb demons. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. You are. I know you are. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you been like, man, those berries were so good. I want more. I really do. I bet you have had those thoughts. I bet you have had those thoughts of, wow, that little bit of nuts was so good. It was so good. I want more so badly. I get that way. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I will admit it. I do. I say that I'm good with moderating, and to some extent I am. I try to be as careful as I can. Guys, stop. Stop playing this game. I know what I'm getting into. It's too early for you to know. These people have not even been on this diet for a year. Two out of the three from the video that I was watching, they've not been even on the diet for a year. A year. And they're going to tell us that carbs are beneficial? Sorry, I'm getting so loud. They're not beneficial. They're not doing anything. They're not, other than malnourishing you and raising your insulin and giving you fructose. You're metabolically damaged to the point you're not going to lose a substantial amount of weight doing that. You're way too metabolically damaged. You can't be playing around with carbs if you're that overweight. You can't. You can't play with the devil like that. You can't afford to, because eventually it's going to come back to bite you. It is. I said what I said. I said what I said. I know that I'm coming across like, you think you know everything? I'm going based off what I've seen in so many other people. And because of what Jason Fung has mentioned in his videos, and he's the expert on this stuff at this point. He's been doing this stuff for years now. Years. And you're going to sit there and try to discredit them? Dr. Kiltz has been doing this for 13 years. You're going to sit there and discredit him? Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. Despicable, disrespectful human beings is what you are. For shaming him. Trying to discredit him and shame him. Shame on you. How about that? You have no say in telling someone who's been doing this thing for 13 years. And someone who's been doing this for 4 years even. I think I know what I'm talking about here. At least for the most part. You can't provide me studies. Any studies proving carbs being beneficial for anything. You can't. You can't. Therefore, and you can't study diets anyway. You can't. However, we know, this is basic knowledge, we know that the higher your insulin is, especially if you're type 2 diabetic, the higher your insulin is, the more you're likely to gain weight. That's proven. We know that. But I'm not eating high insulin carbs. You're too metabolically damaged to be playing with carbs. Is all I'm saying. Eating them every single gosh dang day? No. Stop with that bull crap. You don't need to eat them every frigging day. Try carnivore. Like, actually, try carnivore. for more than a measly 2 months, for 4 months. Try it, try it for way longer. And if you're starting to gain weight after 3 months or whatever the heck, let it happen. If you don't lose weight within the next year after that, 2 years, you're healing. You're trying to heal. The body isn't sure what to do yet. Your body isn't sure what to do yet. Okay? It needs time. Your body is readjusting. It's a really stressful process. It is. I'm not going to put the intro music. I'm so heated this has to just go up right now. Because I saw a freaking video that was trashing Dr. Kiltz. I don't know if I believe that. We didn't come down from the trees, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we parted from our ancestors 7 billion years ago. Okay. I'm sure even up until about 2 billion years ago, we were living in the trees. It was only then that we came down to the ground. Right? We were Homo erectus. Homo habilis, some of us maybe. Maybe. How do you not know that? God, man. Do you even look into human evolution? Obviously not. Trashing someone who's been doing it for 13 years. I think I should at least have some say in what the, I should have some understanding of this by now. Yeah, but this is your body. It's your body. Your body's different. Not really. Sure, I didn't go through yo-yo dieting because I never got to that point. But that's what I'm saying. Your body needs time to fix itself. You're going to probably have a little issues with your weight at the start. If you gained 100 pounds in a year, if you got back up to your 100-pound, weight that you were, then I would worry. But if you're only gaining like 5 pounds each month, not even. I think by the 6-month mark, you'd start to lose it. You would. You really would. 15 pounds isn't a huge deal. Come on. Really? You're going to cry about 15 pounds in a year? 15? You're lucky you didn't gain back 200. What is with this bullcrap? Guys. I could never do carnivore. I could never. I don't do pure carnivore, but that's because I'm underweight. Grow up. That's all I gotta say. Grow the F up. All right? Thank you. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I think Frank Tufano has been watching my videos because he has been starving me of content lately. But that's okay. I'm not purely Frank Tufano reaction channel. But I do kind of miss his content. And I don't really want to react to the what I eat at lunch or whatever the heck. And I don't want to watch that because he's going to probably talk about finding a girl, which I couldn't care less. I don't care. So what? You want a girl. Okay, fine. Whatever. Cry about it. Right, guys. Later. Bye. Garbs.